Welcome everyone to the ninth round at the Menorca Masters 2026. We have Grandmaster Pentala Harikrishna coming in. Hari has had a very mixed event here, but some very good results. He managed to beat Rapport, then he managed to beat Dominguez, and then he managed to beat Ponomario as well. Against Nihal Sarin, he has had one loss and a draw, and against Gukesh, he did lose his previous encounter. So Hari will be trying to make the most of this opportunity here against Gukesh as the world champion enters in, and this will be a very interesting and exciting clash. Gukesh lost his previous round to Nihal Sarin, and so Nihal is definitely one in form here. Now, how will he fare against Hari is the big question. Gukesh adjusts all his pieces there, and this is the penultimate round of the tournament. It's a 10 round event. Players are ready. 30 minutes plus 10 seconds of increment, and we are ready to go now. Handshake there, and off we go. Hari opens the game with pawn to e4, and Gukesh goes g6. We have pawn to d4, bishop g7, knight comes out to f3, and d6. So Gukesh going for this some kind of a modern setup with g6, and now even goes e6. That's not very common. Generally you play your knight out to f6 or a6 b5, but c4 played by Hari. The knight comes to e7, and now the knight goes to c3. He goes b6. This setup is known as the hippo now, that Gukesh has gone for. If you look at just the pawns, bishop e2, they seem like a sleeping hippo, and we all know that hippo looks slow, lazy on the outside, but they are dangerous creatures if you come close. That's exactly what Gukesh is saying. Like, if you come close to me with your pawns, I'll strike back. Bishop b7, b4. Hari even gains more space, and Gukesh castles. Generally you also have your pawns on a6 and h6. Let's see if Gukesh does that. Queen d2 played, trying to trade off with bishop h6 is a good idea because that would weaken the dark squares. Knight g4 played, attacking this pawn, and d5 pushed. Another way to play was bishop d3 to defend the pawn, but d5 seems logical. And Gukesh can take here ed and then jump with the knight if ed is taken, but he goes knight g4, attacking the bishop. Bishop comes to g5, pinning the knight here, and h6 is a very good idea now to kick the bishop away. That's what Gukesh does, and the position starts to get wild now. Hari brings his bishop back to h4, and we have g5, shutting down the bishop. The bishop comes back to g3. And let's see what he does. He goes knight to f6 back. h4 seems like a very interesting idea. You have to take care of this diagonal as well. He goes knight d4, putting pressure on e6. If you play e5, that does weaken the light squares a lot. So he goes bishop c8, a move that you don't make happily, where you undevelop your bishop. h4 seems like in the spirit of the position, but Harikrishna goes a knight to c6, takes, d takes. The pawn is well positioned here. b5 can come in, c5 break with the bishop looking here could also be very dangerous, and so Gukesh goes for a sacrifice. Knight takes, and he takes on a1. Now you can take rook a1 here, a very good move, and if f5, which is the plan to trap here, By the way, Hari does not take the bishop. He goes knight d6. A big mistake here because Gukesh can save his bishop. The main point here was rook a1, f5, and now this beautiful move c5. Because if you take here, d6 hangs. If you play f4, still d6 hangs. And this would have given Gukesh a very nice position after d5 takes. It's a very wild position, but he's better. So Hari's bishop d6 is a big error here. Rook a1 would have been the best. And now Gukesh simply drops his bishop back to g7. He is an exchange up, takes, queen, knight takes. And now the exchange is given back. But in return, Gukesh has the two bishops. And right now the b4 pawn is hanging. So he tries to defend it with rook b1. And now e5. With the idea of getting the bishop out to e6. Very pleasant position here for Gukesh. g4, just blocking the king side pawns there. And now bishop comes up to e6. The rook is ready to move to d8. Well, Harikrishna is known to be an endgame maestro, but it seems like Gukesh is currently outwitting him. Although the material is even, and if Hari can get his pieces to the f5 square, he might have some control. But rook d8, the rook comes on the open file. Gukesh has 17 minutes. Hari has 12 minutes. b5 played here. And now Gukesh plays bishop to e7. And Harikrishna brings his king to f1. Rook to d4. Very direct move, attacking the pawn on c4. He goes knight to c3. And well, if you take bishop c4, then after takes, knight d5, this could be potential trouble. So that's the reason why bishop c5 is a very good move by Gukesh. f3 played, defending the pawn on g4. And now f5 even, just opening up the position. h3, Hari keeps it closed. Position is clearly better for Gukesh, but it's not winning. He goes h5. Excellently played here. So now these pawns are very strong. Harikrishna jumps in with his knight, giving up a pawn. He is a very... No, it's actually not a pawn sacrifice because bishop c4 pins it here. So fg, he takes... first he takes knight d5, cd. And now fg taken. And Hari can take back both ways. He decides to take with the h pawn, giving Gukesh a passer here with h4. Will Gukesh go for it? Yes, he does. Pawn to h4 played. And he goes rook d1, offering a trade. And now just rook to b4 keeps it alive, because if rook d1, bishop d1, the opposite colored bishop might be difficult to win. And a3 is a good move. But Harikrishna is tempted with a pawn sacrifice, d6. Is that a mistake? Is that a good move? What is the point of it? Because if bishop takes, rook takes, pawn takes c7, then there's a check and you stop the pawn. So I'm not sure if Hari maybe messed something up, or did he think like his position is okay. Maybe he's thinking something here. Gukesh takes, bishop takes d6 here. He chops it off. And now Harikrishna, will he sacrifice his rook? Otherwise there was no point in giving up. The material takes, cd. And now the thing is, this is the way you stop the pawn. So he goes king e1. Now suppose if I go king f8, then c7, check, and king d2, there is no more rook c1. So that's the point of king e1. He goes rook f4, c7 and rook f8. He stops it this way. Bishop c4 check. King g7 and now bishop e6 played. And it seems like Harikrishna is winning here because he's going to get a full piece up. But actually, it's the other way around. Gukesh is the one who's winning here with a very nice sequence, which is h3. He plays it. King f2 stopping the pawn, and now a very important move, e4. And you can see there Hari, he missed it, because if queen now, rook takes, bishop takes, h2, king g2 and e3, and this pawn is unstoppable. A very nice finish there by Gukesh with the move e4. And Harikrishna, well, he did not have to enter into this entire sequence. He's shaking his head. He missed it there. He's not happy at all. And he resigns. Gukesh wins. And Gukesh is sorry. He's apologetic there. But in fact, I must say that Gukesh played really well after a point in this game. After he got like not a great position out of the opening, Hari was better. And you can see Hari there. He's so unhappy. But his position was already quite tough, I must say. The players now analyze for a long time. I leave you with that, and also with the moments of both the players exiting the venue. With this, Gukesh moves up to 50% score. He is on 4.5 out of 9, while Hari is on 4 points. Nihal lost his game to Richard Rapport, but he still stays in the lead of with 5.5. And we have Richard, who is climbing up the ladder at 4.5, and Ponomario on 5 points. Let's see what the last round has in store for us. And till then, see you guys. Have a good day.
Just go for the